Everybody, I hope all is well. And this is Chris with That Square Sports Podcast. And today we are talking about a team that quietly is really making a lot of loud noises. And when I say this, I really hate this team because they're a division rival and we see them two times out the year. And on top of that, they wear these jerseys that they don't even care about because we care about them. It's Tennessee Titans. And you guys better get ready to hear Will Levis's name a lot this year. Because I hate to break it to you, but if you haven't noticed, these Tennessee Titans really have a great, they have a great set of players on their roster. And it's funny because I looked at them and I was like, well, I was paying attention to their moves. I'll say that. That's what I'll say. I was too busy looking at what they were doing, and I started to notice that a lot of these guys are some big ass names coming to this team. So when I really wanted to look at it more and more in depth, I thought to myself, well, what if, you know what I'm saying? What if we look at all the future players they had and prior to that and beforehand, right? So if we're talking just in general, you look at Tajay Spears, Traylon Burks, and then you add, of course, DeAndre Hopkins at receiver. Not really a lot of good offensive line and D line, but they did have some departures. Now, here's where it gets fun, right? Obviously, you know about. Well, I'm sorry, I definitely forgot about Nicholas Pettifree out of Ohio State. A lot of offensive linemen out of Ohio State don't do good, so I will give credit where credit is due. Shout out to my boy Nicholas. He did his thing. Now, they add, of course, J.C. Latham in the draft. Obviously, needed to replace, old boy Taylor from back in the day. They really had a problem with that. But here's where it gets fun. And I don't know if you guys remember, due to, the suspension and, of course, the court case that he had against himself, Hassan Haskins at running back. That's another good one right there. Tony Pollard at running back. Another good one right there. Jabari Smalls out of Tennessee. Another good running back. So the running back room is full and committed, and it's extremely deep. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, bro, they're rookies or they're this, they're that. Bro, I'm telling you, don't trip. They got Dylan Johnson too. Do not trip. The Titans' run game will be fine without the departure of Derrick Henry. With the departure of Derrick Henry. Trust me, they will be fine. They just cut Derrick Henry into multiple pieces is what they did. Now, Tyler Boyd, and of course adding Calvin Ridley on that offensive side. This is going to be fun. If you're thinking about a person in fantasy football where you kind of just want to hold on to him and you just want to see what happens, Will Levis might be that guy because I wouldn't be surprised to see Calvin Ridley go off in this offense, DeAndre Hopkins in this offense, and then, of course, Tyler Boyd. Y'all better watch out for him, bro. These Titans might be a problem, fam, if you know what I mean. And it's crazy because it's not even just about that, right? It's the needs they took care of also, too, on the defensive line, adding, Trevon Sweat, and they just signed him to Cedric Gray, James Brown out of Miami. James Williams out of Miami. These guys really went out here in this draft and they took care of business. And it's beautiful because I really don't know what to tell you. And then I didn't finish up on the offensive line, my bad, with Lloyd Christianberry at center. And then, of course, on the defensive side, L'Jarius Sneed, who was pretty much a really key pivotal piece on that defensive side for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm telling you right now, I haven't looked at the Titans' schedule, but I will say that the Titans are a team that is something that I could see them winning 10 or 11 games easily. I could see them flipping the script on a lot of people, messing up a lot of people's parade because, quite frankly, to be honest with you, they're really well set. And, of course, obviously they got an offensive line as a head coach, so you know what that means. They're going to ground and pound that thing. They're going to put it in the dirt. They're going to drive the Sunday car. You know how it goes. But the crazy thing about the Titans is, though, it's that they're making these quiet moves. They didn't get like the big name guys. They got like, a couple troublemakers, obviously, with, Ridley, Haskins. But when you think about it, they got these grit players. That's really where it lies with me with the Tajay Spears and the Haskins, the Dylan Johnsons, the Calvin Ridleys, the Tyler Boyds. These are all guys that, and outside of DeAndre Hopkins, but with Traylon Burks is as well added too. These are guys that were gadget players in other places and other systems, but they don't mind coming in, I guess, being a number 2 or a number 3 receiver. It's kind of like they're sacrificial players, but they can all make it work well for their worth their while. And a lot of teams were looking for these home run hitters. I think these guys have found pretty much great role players that could potentially become home run hitters in this offense. And I really love the fact too that, instead of, just saying, hey, obviously Derrick Henry is gone, we're going to just draft an abundance of running backs. Everybody has a different style. Obviously, Dwayne Haskins between the tackles. Charlie Spears can catch it out the backfield in the flat. Jabari Small, same thing, catch it out the backfield in the flat. Also can run routes. Then, Dylan Johnson, he goal line threat. Also on top of that, he also could line up as a receiver too as well. Tony Pollard, all around back. He could be the veteran leading back in this room. I can understand that. Probably be a potential starter just because, obviously he's a little bit older. And I know he had an injury, but still, I can see him running things when it comes to that. And that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, they took care of business in the areas that's needed. DeAndre Hopkins is probably going to lead the pack for the receivers because he's obviously a veteran Pro Bowler, so on and so forth. Tyler Boyd probably is going to get a chance to resurrect his entire career here at Tennessee. And, because he was the guy. He was the guy at Cincinnati before Higgins and Jamar Chase got there. He was that dude. So he still got some in the tank. He's 29 years old. But quite frankly, to be honest with you, I'm just impressed. And don't be surprised. The face of the NFL is not what you think it is. It might just be in Tennessee as a dark horse. But like I was saying, man, I got to see their schedule to tell you their true ceiling and potential from what I see. But as of right now, I see y'all, Tennessee. Even though I don't like you as a Texans fan, I see what y'all doing. I would not be surprised if the Titans win 11 to 10 games next year. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Yo, if you like what you heard and you got a problem with what you heard, comment about it. I'm with it. Yo, subscribe to as well while you're at it. Peace.